Thanks.
And now Joseph.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. We'll, we'll come back later. So, just like Joseph, when I was in first year of college, I was away from home. Joseph was away from home, and was trying to fit in because all types of new friends and all kinds of things, and like gain the trust of seniors, gain the trust of the people I played football with, gain the trust of my batchmates, and gain their friendship. And because I was trying to people please and was trying to do everything, I was very lost and I forgot the basics, which are, I'll come back to that. And I was chasing after too many things, chasing after too many, I was going after academics and then athletics and then, people pleasing, going to this party, staying in this senior's room till late night, sitting in the mess for so long and just talking and gassing. And this is essentially my whole of first year. Just a misplaced identity because so many things, and I didn't know where to go and what was important. And we can just read Genesis 39:5. When Joseph was put in charge of the house and everything Potiphar owned, the Lord blessed the people in Potiphar's house because of Joseph, and the Lord blessed everything that belonged to Potiphar, both in the house and in the field. Genesis 39:5. So what Joseph had going was he was in touch with God, he had a sound identity, and he had clear priorities. So this is me, and then this is my friend. So can you guys, yeah, 1 second. Can you see the laser? Hello?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
bro.
Yeah. Okay, fine. So this is me, this curvy road, and this is my friend. Okay. Essentially, because I was chasing after too many things, I was running from here to that, here to that, here, and getting nowhere else, nowhere in life. Didn't know what I was to prioritize, didn't know where to go and what to do, and just trying to run after many things. Whereas my friend looked like a very straight road, and what my friend had going was he had encouraged a quiet time. And because he encouraged a quiet time, he knew very clearly that the only person that he wanted to please was God. So he wasn't the type who would stay back and gas and just people please, sing songs that were not helpful, sing say words that were not when you're in college and seniors teach you new words and all, you just want to keep the flow, and then they'll think you're cool and stuff like that. So he wasn't like that. He was like, no, I don't want to learn this song, I don't want to speak these words, I don't want to stay beyond a particular time. I need to sleep early because I need to wake up early. And all these things made him look really, really odd. Like even in first year, he seemed like a very odd guy. Even I thought, what a weirdo. Look at him, like what type of guy is he? Where will he reach in life? He's like this. But God clearly showed me by the end of when in the beginning of first year, he was not very smart. He was just an average dude. And in fact, I had more things going. Like I knew more things than him. But at the end of final year, there was a clear difference. He won best clinical student of the year. He won so many academic prizes, and he had done so much in his local church. And whereas God, did bless me with one prize, but in the end, but you could see a clear difference when you keep God first. And I could see it clearly in my life when I saw my friend. When he kept God first, and though he looked like a fish out of water, God blessed him with the results. And so this is what I learned: keep God first, and everything else will follow. And take one day at a time. Obey him that day. You don't have to worry about the bigger things. Slowly, the bigger things will fall into place. So It's one thing after the other. It's a relationship, so you don't have to worry. Oh, who will I get married to, and who will I this thing. Definitely, those are worries, but you don't have to make that in one day. It's one step at a time, and God will slowly show it. So that's one of the things that I've learned. So right now we might be worried about many things, and just like Joseph, our back might be against the wall. Right now, what I'm worried about is like, should I do a super specialty? When they say you can't survive without it, or are you a cataract surgeon, or you're a retina surgeon, or you a glaucoma, uvea? Should I publish this paper? I'll be thought of very well, in big circles. Oh, he's winning these awards in this paper. Should I write this exam? An extra degree, always holds you in good stead. Should I continue in Coimbatore or go back to CMC or go off abroad? And all of us are worried about these big things. But what I've learned, because of keeping close to God, is to slowly the big things will fall into place if we make the daily decisions of obeying Him. So obey and seek Him daily, one step at a time, and He will bless your efforts. So there is this alternate set of belief that is grab the opportunity. If you don't, everything will be lost forever. How many of you believe in this type of philosophy? Grab it. If you see it, grab it. Go get it.
I probably had that mindset before, but not now.
Yeah. Same, like everyone, at least everyone, even in most people have this where they say the opportunity is right there, you have to do it. Like you're never going to get this opportunity again. Go finish that exam, or go get that rotation, or go talk to that girl, she's never going to come back, and like things like that. But if you know that God has a plan for you, and if you take one step at a time, then you'll follow in God's footsteps rather than grab every opportunity that comes your way. You'll grab the opportunities that God wants you to take. So wait for God to open the door and then proceed. So that's the first thing that I learned is keep God close and things will fall into place. Second is keep fighting. So this is something I had to learn like the hard way. Can we read from Genesis 39, 7 to 10? Anyone? Genesis 39, 7 to 10?
And after a time his master's wife cast her eyes on Joseph and said, lie with me. But he refused and said to his master's wife, behold, because of me my master has no concern about anything in the house, and he has put everything that he has in my charge. He is not greater in this house than I am, nor has he kept back anything from me except yourself because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God? And as she spoke to Joseph day after day, he would not listen to her, to lie beside her, or to be with her.
Thank you. So, as you can see, Joseph, like I said, he had very clear priorities. He knew who he was there for, who was in charge, and why he was there. And he had to fight Potiphar daily. So, about me, I am this very kuch bhi chalega type. Like, I'm a very go easy. Like I had no opinions whatsoever. Like I would always wonder why people would fight on my batch page and CMC. They'll be like have so strong opinions and fight and shout at each other. I would wonder why people take everything seriously. The same thing happened for my moral life. My thoughts would be like, I guess this is okay. This is okay too. This isn't bad. Stuff like. So I ended up going with the flow and not taking each and every decision seriously. And because of this, I was not strict with sin. And my attitude towards sin was, oh, I've sinned and maybe next time I won't. So the reality was my spiritual life was slowly crumbling away. And as you can see, life is a war. Like it or not, every decision you make affects your eternity. Like Joseph had to daily fight this lady. Daily. She would always say, "Come to bed with me," and he would be like, "No, no, no." Okay? And he was quite stern about it. So we have to remember that the devil is like a prowling lion, but this is not a lion, whatever. But he's always looking for someone to devour. And when I was like, growing up, and even now, I never acknowledged the presence of an enemy, and fighting was never, not even in the question. So because of that, I would fall into multiple temptations, especially when you're at your least, when you're least aware. Um, the the devil would pick me off. So the enemy can take any form, and we must be alert. And can come as a best friend, ask me to do something wrong. He always won't come as a lion or an imposter. Joseph, the enemy was his master's wife, and he had to fight her daily, on a daily basis. Used to talk to him every day. Every time a person sins, he reduces the chance of being right next time. There is no next time I'll do right. Next time, this time is okay. Next time I'll be more stronger. So every time you do, when you have this attitude, the next time is even more harder. Slightly off track. Anyone? So this is a movie from Interstellar. This is a still from Interstellar. And anyone know who this actor is? Okay, forget it. But
Bro, looks like Jackie Chan.
Yeah, he forget it. But he recites a very interesting poem in Interstellar. He says, "Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the day, against the dying of the light." So one of the biggest things was in periods of calm and of no stress, I would always turn off my radar, my conscience. I would slip into temptation, especially after, like a big exam or a big, a responsibility which I had and I pulled it off. That's the time I would just switch off. And that's the time that devil acts. You think that even for me right now, led worship, no, that's all. That's not a victory, because after the victory comes the devil. The devil is just waiting. Okay, let him switch off. Let him come out of church. Then let's see, because that's when my radar's off and I have no stress at that time, and then it's very easy to slip into temptation. So just like the poem, do not go gentle into that good night. Like, don't think, okay, it's a nice good day, I'm going to chill, nothing will happen. But rage against dying of the light. Even during holidays, when during holidays were the worst times for me, because I would think, oh, what a fun time it would be, and then I would slip into temptation. So never turn off your radar, keep fighting with God's help, because every decision we make is a battle against the enemy. Third thing I would like to share is keep preaching. In Genesis 40 verse 8, there was these two men who said, we both had dreams last night, but no one can explain the meaning to us. Joseph said to them, God is the only one who can explain the meaning of dreams. Tell me your dreams. So Joseph, even when he was in the prison, he was still preaching. He was still preaching God. And we are all still preaching, whether we like it or not, by actions and by what we speak. Like the time we get up in the morning, the language we use, the movies we watch, the music we listen to. Are we the type who, get up late and run to work? What are we preaching to our family members? What are we preaching to our batchmates? What are we preaching to the co-hostelites? Or the language we use, the things we say. It all reflects about who our God is and what we value. The movies we watch, each and every thing that we do it makes an impact, especially the music we listen to, and the music that we say, okay, look, this is a lovely song, please watch it. We're either preaching our own way or God's way. And Joseph chose to keep preaching. That way he was responsible. That way he listened. The prison warden chose Joseph to take care of all the prisoners, and he was responsible for whatever decision was done in the prison. Even in the prison, Joseph used to preach. So that I remember there was a story that about a lone preacher who would stand up in the village square and just keep preaching every day, and no one would ever listen to him, and they would just carry on. And then suddenly someone came and asked him, why are you preaching? Why are you preaching? He's like, if I don't preach, I myself will be turned away. I myself will fall and go ahead with what the world says. So unless we are actively doing something, being passive is not an option, or being active is the only way to prevent passivity and going with the flow. Choose to live with him. Joseph lived with God. He kept close. He fought. He preached in whatever way was possible, and God exalted him. And I pray that you guys too will choose to live with him. Yeah. Thank you, guys.